It's a Sunday at Sha Tin this week, and this is the race-by-race preview. Paul Lally here to pass on the selections for it. 8+3 is the rail position, and all races taking place on the turf. Earlier start time, 12:45 too, with a simulcast race being the Osaka High from Japan. Class 5 1400 kicks us off, and horses 1 through to 6 are all on the class drop. Plenty has the hood off, and Hardy Wish has the blinkers going back on. Young Horizon steps up to the 1400 metres. Perfect Peaches now with Michael Chang has the hood off, and Master of All has had 3 trials since his last start and wears blinkers for the first time. Jim Glory is looking for 3 wins in a row right down the bottom, carries 126 pounds, Paul, and the speed comes from Beat Hollow from a good draw of barrier 3.
Yeah, and look, he's been leading all season. He's won 2 already from the front, so he should go forward once again. Young Horizon's been putting himself right on the pace. Patch of Watch. Jim Glory's found a new lease of life. He should get a nice enough run. Speedster will need a little bit of luck from his wide draw to try and get across. Sunny Shines goes back. Even though he's got the £10 claim, I still think he'll go back.
Our first replay is Young Horizon running second at Happy Valley last start, and this race was behind Colonel. Beaten as short head, remains in class 5. Back to Sha Tin over the 1400, the distance that his win came at.
Yeah, and it was a really good run from him here because he just failed to pick up the eventual winner. Look, he's won off a 36 rating. That was where his win was. He's rated 38 now with a good draw. He's going to put himself right on the pace, and look, he's going to get every opportunity in this class, I think.
It's our first replay, the second one. We haven't seen him for a little while, Chumwan Glory, but he's certainly been going well. Hasn't been too much wrong either with the form around Beat Hollow. That's a firm up outside the speed, and he was placed last weekend at Sha Tin. The other one in this race is Speedstar. He's just ridden up a touch coming to the turn.
Yeah, so look, he'll need luck from his draw. But look, Chumwan Glory went for the inside run, wasn't there. Then the gap half pie closed there, didn't it? And he was quite brave. He actually went through it in the end and affirmed there. And actually, he had to come off heels, didn't he? Because of the gap actually completely closed on him. He got off heels and then he balanced up and he managed to run a firm down. As you mentioned, he ran really well last time. So a top run from this horse. He's really found his mark these last couple of starts. It took him a while to win one, but now he's put 2 together.
He has aims for 3 in the first race this week. And off to the trials we go now. And this is Perfect Peach running 5th. He's had a couple of trials since joining the Michael Cheng stable. The first one he was out the back behind Yuan Long Elite. And this one never gets clear, goes to the line under a good hold in traffic.
Yeah, it was a nice trial enough for him, as you can see. He's with the new stable. Now, this horse has won at Sha Tin before, so he quite likes it at Sha Tin, and he wasn't pressed at all. So it's really hard to say from this trial, but it was quite a high-class trial. The horse winning at Talent's Ambition will be running later in the card.
Easy lines up, as Paul said, on the same program, Talent's Ambition, but who do you like to win the first?
I'm going to go with Young Horizon here. I thought Young Horizon, he can put himself right on the pace and he'll get his opportunity. Chumwan Glory just keeps winning at the moment. Beat Hollow and Speedster just in on that minor line. He'll need some luck from the draw. He's a well-rated horse at the moment. 8-14-3-7.
It's Purton and Hayes for Paul to win the opening race on Sunday. We remain class 5 for the second race, but the distance of this one is 1,200 metres, with E-Glory coming off a 4th behind Happy Tango. Noble One's on the class drop, as is E-Talent. Here's a tongue tie going on for the first time. Ho-Ho Star has a tongue tie coming off. Sweet Diamond cannot draw a gate. He's drawn out in barrier number 14 again this week. Commanding Missile has the blinkers and the hood off. Time Storm raced wide last time. Day Day Rich and Dragon Kingdom have both had multiple trials, and Great Days, the pacifiers with the cows, replaced by the full pacifiers. Now, Day Day Rich, Sweet Diamond go forward here. Paul, and Dragon Kingdom gets a good run.
Yeah, look, he's led in the past before, but he's more likely to let these other 2 go, especially Sweet Diamond, who's going to come over from a wide draw. Commanding Missile led last time, but he's run his better races, just taking a bit of cover, so he's again won't be too far away. Great Days, a very fit horse, a good deal, and E-Glory ran a lot better when he was downgraded last start.
Sweet Diamond and Smart Leader come out of the first replay, as does Great Days. He's buried down on the rail. Now, Sweet Diamond, Paul, despite the fact he's having that lack of luck with the draws, he keeps racing well, steps up to the 1,200 metres here, and Smart Leader, he runs on wide around. He's also nominated for Sha Tin on Wednesday night.
Yeah, look, he doesn't win out of turn, Smart Leader, and he is in the veteran stage now. He's won 3 times from his 72 starts. But, look, he does catch your eye, finishing off strongly enough. And Sweet Diamond, I mean, he's been quite consistent in this grade as well.
He's in our second replay with about 1,000 others here as well. We've got Great Days running second, so the results swapped around. That race that we just saw was after this one. There's about a month between these two replays. Rattan Weld third, E-Glory fourth. As we can see, Paul, there is arrows everywhere. The Good Deal race as well in this grade, but was a touch disappointing this day.
Yeah, he was a little bit, wasn't he? And we'll see how he goes in this. Look, I thought Great Days had every chance in behind. I like the run here of E-Glory. I mean, he's got no form. He was a massive price, and he came here blinkers on for the first time, downgraded, and he stayed on really well. Rattan Kingdom, another one who's very consistent in this grade as well. So both those two, I think, are chances here, and I think E-Glory could go all right here in this grade. Great Class 5 for him.
That's Happy Tango winning that race, and he has been holding his form well. We head to Chungfa now. Ho Ho Stars had a couple of trials since we last saw him. First one he was disappointing in, but then he certainly improved, and he saves plenty of ground on the rail, Paul, but comes from near enough to last to win this trial. Yeah,
it was a nice enough trial. He went through the gap. He sort of gave you how's your father when he went through that gap as well. Look, he was pushed out a little bit here at the end of his trial. You can see none of the horses are really pushed out. So it's really hard to say with these trials up in Chungfa.
It is. It's an open-looking Class 5, as is quite often the case.
Yeah, so I'm going for a horse who's been recently downgraded, and E-Glory showed zero form, but blinkers went on. Downgraded. He's by American Pharaoh, so in time you'd think he'd want further, but over the 1,200 he raced last time, so he's on top. A Noble One did win nicely 2 starts ago, and he's drawn the inside gate. Sweet Diamond and Rattan Weld. I think he'll be still each way price about the 1, 2, 7 and 3.
Paul tipping E-Glory to break through and win at start number 7 by taking race number 2. Race number 3, a Class 2 event, and it's the highest grade race of the day, and it's over the 1,600 metres. The Golden Scenery steps up in triple for St Paul's as a 5-time course and distance winner. Mugen has the hood going on, in Flaming Rabbit Crossnose band off, and the tongue tie has been added. All for St Paul's drawn barrier number 6, Flaming Rabbit 7. Paul, they should be able to come across to spots 1 and 2.
It looks pretty straightforward here. Superb boy. He's back to 16. He's only had the one go over the 16 where he's been placed. Mugen, the Golden Scenery, then Running Glory and Rising from Ashes are both horses that like to get back.
We head straight to Nick now with an interview. Lyle Hewitson on Flaming Rabbit.
Lyle, Flaming Rabbit is your ride in race 3. It's the Class 2 coming up on Sunday. He's a horse that you know quite well. In fact, you're the only man to have won on him.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. Of course, he's probably just been below his best form of recent times, but they always bounce back, and his class is permanent. So hopefully he can show his ability again, because he is a smart horse.
Talking of class, went back and had a look at his best run over this distance. Obviously, he's trying the mile here. He was second to the sadly ill-fated Tuchel, so he does have that very good run over this trip.
Yeah, and I was really looking forward to what he could do this season, and of course he just took a slight step back, and there were circumstances as well that played a role in that, and hopefully now with a couple of runs under the belt he's getting stronger and getting better, and bouncing back to that form we know of him.
Douglas has put a tongue tie on now. He is a go-forward type horse. Does that just allow you a bit of confidence maybe to ride him that bit more assertively still?
Yeah, I would think, well, obviously Douglas has done it for a reason, and if that can just help him with a bit of fluency in his breathing, that's always going to benefit a horse, any horse, but in particular if you're going to be assertive on one. So, yeah, looking forward to hopefully that brings out a little bit of improvement, and yeah, he's a nice horse, and he'll be a live wire, I believe.
I know you didn't ride him last time, Lyle, but he was behind Young Champion. Obviously, that form's looking pretty good. He looks like a really nice horse. So, coming into it, at least, in what looks a sort of a trappy little race, he certainly has the claims on recent efforts. Yeah,
it's a small field, but they say smaller the field, bigger the upset. So, yeah, a couple of nice ones in there. He's had a bit of pressure in his past few starts, or had to sit with cover. Although I think it's okay, you know, just he's shown a little bit more when he's been in front. So yeah, look, from the outside gate, he'll be going forward, and we'll take it from there. But hopefully he can keep going, and I think the mile is probably going to suit him more because they almost seem to be sprinting up to him over the 14. So the extra furlong could be to his liking.
Now we move from Lyle, Paul, on to our first replay, which features the impressive Mugen. He's a very high-speed horse. Running Glory, he ends up running 5th in this race. This was 2 starts ago for him. He's since raced wide behind. Happy Together, obviously, out of this replay. Mugen by far the better of the two.
Yeah, definitely. And look, he's quite a promising young horse, Mugen. He's a 5-year-old now, but he's only had the 7 starts to date. He's won 3 of them. Look, Hugh Bowman will be going on for the first time, and look, the way he finishes off here, he just couldn't quite pick back red line, but they were so clear of anyone else, and he's just going the right way. They've given him a little fresh up, and he's been looking good in his track work.
He's won 2 trials up at Chongfa since we last saw him. Our final replay is that of Superb Boy running 2nd. Does get a big weight relief on Mugen. He's placed at his last 3 starts and steps from the 1400 to the 1600.
Yeah, just had the 1 start over the 1600 in the past, which he was placed. A minor placing for him, so it should be okay for him, the 16, and especially the way he runs on here over the 1400 metres. He's running into a good one in Mugen, but I think he's a Quinella horse. You can see him, he is in good form here at the moment, this particular horse. So he's going nicely, he comes in with the light weight, and he was just worried out of it by a Talabagil last start.
Good report for our last 2 replays, as easy as a 2-horse race.
Well, it's never that, and especially in the smaller field as well, because tactics really come into it. But I think 4 can beat 7. The Golden Scenery's on us, and he's down here into Class 2, and all for some balls from the front. 4, 7, 1, 2.
Race number 3 previewed, the first leg of the early treble. Flying 1,000 for the 4th race, Class 4 event, and the top Super Commander is on the class drop. He does race very well in this grade. Visor and tongue tie come off him. Red Elegance is now with Douglas White. Cheek pieces and tongue tie off, blinkers go on. Multi Super has the cheek pieces off, blinkers re-added, tongue tie first time. Matsu Victor, the perfect match, make their race debuts. Glory Elite has the hood going on, and Gusty Fighter will wear pacifiers for the first time. Bit of pace in this race. Paul Super Commander, Kalunista. The Great Master showed a lot of toe in a recent trial too.
Yeah, look, he led up at his last start, but Super Commander we know is a very, very fast horse over the 1000s. Parents Loves led in a recent trial. He should get a nice run. Kalunista, another one that likes to go forward. So as you mentioned, the pace is going to be right on in this run.
4 runners in the first replay. Prosecco charges down the outside rail. He runs 3rd. The Great Master 6th. Metro Warrior makes some ground, and Fancy Star in the green and yellow colours just has no room in this race, but Prosecco, Paul, was very eye-catching.
Wasn't it? Look, he was just absolutely swinging it off here. The Great Master was sort of leading on the inside and coming through, just waiting for that run. And once he got it, he finished off really strongly. Now, he's a 26-start maiden. He's only had 3 goes over the 1,000 metres. And the way he raced here, you think it's perfect for him. So a really, really good run from him. And like he goes in for me.
Good report around Prosecco. The perfect match has only had a couple of trials, but he's been under good holds in both of them. A second behind Packing Brilliant in the first one. Then ventured across to Happy Valley. There he is in those purple colours.
Good trials, I thought, from this horse. I'm going to include him on a minor line. Zach Purton aboard, barrier 5, and you can see he just wasn't let go at all. So we don't know exactly what was under the hood there because both the trials have been very good, I thought.
Yeah, they sure have. That is the perfect match. What about Parents Love? He showed plenty in the trials, yet to produce it on race day, but there is something there.
Definitely, and look, he's been racing at Happy Valley. I mean, this is the Happy Valley trial, but with his race days, he's drawn wide all the time. He's now got a really good draw. So, look, he might sneak under people's guard here within quite an open race. So, hopefully, you'll get a bit of a price about him. I don't mind him in this.
Sounds like you're keen on him to do his Pappy Proud Parents Love.
I do, yeah, Parents Love. So, he's definitely on top for me. I think he can win, and hopefully we'll get a bit of a price about him. Prosecco, I'm going to keep the Great Master in there because it was a good run, and he only just faded out late, and he trialled really well prior to that run, and the perfect match, the first starter, 10, 14, 2 and 7.
And that is the preview for race number 4. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 5 is the trophy race, and it looks this way. It is a Class 4 over the 1,400 metres. And we do have, at the top of the book, Beauty Glory, who's on the class drop. Daring Pursuit was scratched on the 5th of February with a lame left 4. Golden Rise has a better draw. Flying Mojito coming back from the 1,600 to the 1,400. Satanta has the blinkers going back on. Team Happy to Sha Tin for the first time. Smart Fighters placed 2 from 5 course and distance. Brave Witness, Chung Fat both come back from 1,650 metre races at the Valley. And Fortune President raced at the Valley on Wednesday nights with £135. Paul, even allowing for that fact, Beauty Glory still has the pace to lead.
Yeah, there's not really many leaders in this race, so he's one that does go forward. Golden Rise likes to go forward without leading, as does Smart Fighter. And Give Me 5, he's drawn wide. He might try and push up and get outside the leader. Daring Pursuit should get a nice run. Brave Witness never too far away.
Golden Rise appears first here, and he's been pretty consistent, Paul. He's only won once, and that was 3 starts ago, but he's been around the money most of the times, and if he has been rolled, he hasn't been beaten too far.
Yeah, exactly, and he got beaten by Patcha Theatre in this, and of course Patcha Theatre's come out and won since. Voyage Samurai is probably going to be a favourite later on in the card as well. So it's a strong form race he's come out of. He's looked good in his races, and I think he's one of the ones to beat.
Drew barrier number 5 in this race when running 30. He'll come up with barrier number 3. Carries £1 less. Zach Purton on board for John Size on Golden Rise in the 5th. Daring Pursuit's only had the 2 starts. He's shown enough in those 2 starts, including that win way back on the 15th of January 2023. So he's been a long time away from the track.
Yeah, so look, they've obviously persevered with him because he's had a few issues, this horse. He went out really short on debut and had no luck whatsoever, and then came out on a second start and showed what he's definitely capable of. The trial was good. He's just been away from the races for so long. He's drawn a little bit awkwardly in barrier 9. He gets the £10 claim, so he's afforded every opportunity. He's definitely one that's got ability, so I've included him, but not on the win line.
Well, that is Daring Pursuit. Yeah, 5.6 favourite on debut, then he won at 3.4, beating the consistent Brave Dreams, but well over 12 months ago. And he runs home for second behind Rattan Kingdom in his only trial since he was scratched on the 5th of February. Smart Fighter, Paul, no luck with the barriers again this week, but when he did have a better draw last time, he was only fair when 5th behind Loyal Bobo. Looked like he'd get his chance from barrier 3. He knows the outside rail pretty well.
He does. So he's quite a tough horse. He's gone back up to Chung Fa. He's trialled well. Look, the 5th behind Loyal Bobo on paper doesn't look too bad now, because Loyal Bobo has come out and won really well again. So it was a fastly run race that day that Loyal Bobo won. He just couldn't go on with it.
Pricks the ears by winning that trial too, did Smart Fighter. Who did you like in the 5th?
Going to go with the 3 here, which is Golden Rise. He's consistent. I think he can win. Smart Fighter for second. Daring Pursuit. One we haven't talked about is Forerunner. He goes in there on a 4th line. He did make some ground at his last start, and he's already been a winner here in Hong Kong. 3-10-2-6.
And that is race number 5. It is the first leg of Sunday's 6 Up. Race number 6, there is a scratching alert in this race. Out goes Beauty Champ, in comes Verbier for Harry Bentley. He'll carry saddlecloth number 2 from barrier number 13. Out goes Packing Wisher, in comes War of Courage for Alfie Chan. So a couple of withdrawals in race number 6. We jump from the 1,400 metres for it, and 6th generation on the class drop. Voyage Samurai, 2 starts for a win and a second. Forever Charm has the blinkers going on for the first time. Golden Darcy's on a 7-day backup. River Views has pace but draws wide again. Patch of Time, 2 trials since his last start. And Noble Win, been a roarer his last 2. He does jump from a suitable barrier at number 2, Paul. But the likely favourite Voyage Samurai leads. River Views and War of Courage could give him some speed battles if they wanted to. Yeah,
they definitely like to go forward, both those runners. Patch of Time be able to slot in as well. The 2 horses that have come in, Verbier, he goes to the back, and War of Courage, he goes forward and he should get a nice run. 6 Generations drawn the inside gate, but he's got no early speed.
Frankie Law is here first of all. He spoke to Nick about the impressive Voyage Samurai.
Frankie Law, we've got a weekend meeting coming up at Sha Tin, of course. Competitive looking racing. Race 6, you're going to saddle Voyage Samurai. Lightly raced horse who's racing well. I thought the run in defeat last time was very good.
Yeah, last time you can see he just followed the horse. He still can run good. So that's why I think he can lead by himself or just follow horses. Yeah.
As it would turn out, Frankie, I mean, the horse that beat him has won again since, so the form looks pretty strong.
Yes, he's big horse, but I think he's still improved. In the morning, he's just when he cantering or get up, he's just looking around. I think he will improve a bit more. Yeah.
Interesting you say that. I mean, he's sort of around 1,200 pounds, isn't he? So obviously there's a decent sized horse there for sure. What type of horse is he to train, Frankie? Is he an easy horse to deal with, this guy?
Yeah, I know it's because sometimes maybe you need to a bit carefully because big horse may be easier to get a leg problem. So for me, always not push them too hard. So I think it should be okay. Yeah.
It's a race, Frankie, where there's a few exposed horses in here. Your guys only had 2 runs, though. I mean, I guess you and the connections are hoping that there's quite a bit of improvement still to come.
Yeah, as I say, he still improved. So I hope later on maybe he can also handle a little bit further. 16, yeah.
He's got a nice gait as well. Obviously, barrier 4 makes it that little bit easier for Derek.
Of course. Usually good game, more easier for the jockeys.
And just finally, Frank, I mean, he's obviously racing in Class 4. He's off a mark here of 59. Are you fully expecting him to, say, go into the next grade of racing and certainly compete well? I mean, he looks that type, doesn't he?
Yeah. As you say, he's 59 rating. So if he wins, he can go up to Class 3. Lightweights, I think, still can improve, yeah.
That's Frankie on Voyage Samurai. Paul, what about Golden Darcy? He's been in your selections a few times of late. There he is about midfield on the rail. Top tee has been a little hit and miss with his form. He's had the total of 16 starts for 2 wins, including one over 1,400. He's well rated in this race, but we'll talk more about Golden Darcy on the back up.
Yeah, look, he goes in once again. He was a good run here. He'd been running at Happy Valley, getting back and sort of not running on. And here, the last couple of runs at Sha Tin in particular, he's been running on really well. So he's a horse that really enjoys the big roomy track, I think. Hits the line strongly. He was up and trip here. So as he goes up and trip, I think you're going to see a really good horse there.
And Loyal Bobo form is good form, as we do know. To the trials around Patch of Time now. We haven't seen him since early in February when 5th behind Sunlight Power. He's had 2 trials. This is the one where he was beating Storming Dragon, who makes his debut on the same card. On the negative side for Patch of Time, Paul, he's drawn 14.
He has. One of the ISGs is a Patch of Time, but as you say, barrier number 14 he's got to contend with. The trial was good enough, and the horse is going well at the moment. If he can get a bit of luck, then maybe he can feature, but there's nothing wrong with the trial.
And that is him holding on to score by around half a length at the line. So that's a look at some replays and the thoughts from Frankie. Voyage Samurai, the one to beat?
He looks that way for me. Both runs have been good, a win and then coming out of a strong form race. He's on top to beat Golden Darcy. Tilly Baba now, he goes in there on a 3rd line. He's a horse that gets back, he'll be running on. And River Views, look, he can put himself on the pace and out of trouble. 3, 5, 12 and 9.
Derek Long back in Hong Kong, China this weekend to ride Voyage Samurai after steering, of course, Victor the winner to a Group 1 placing last week in Japan. This is Sha Tin 7, and the 7th race is over the 1,400 metres. Once again, Class 3 but, and Huge Wave improved 7 lengths between his first 2 runs. All as good as a 4-time course and distance winner. City Thunder has the blinkers off and the tongue tie going on. Leadox has blinkers for the first time. Poor Old Beauty Fit draws wide again. Satirical Fan makes his debut. He went over the 1,600 at Wyong in Australia prior to arriving. In Midori Burley, crossover noseband off, blinkers on for the first time. Satirical Fan has shown pace in these trials, Paul. Beauty Fit outside the leader.
Yeah, so look, I think he's going to have to go forward. Beauty Fit from that wide draw. Beauty Missile then can get some nice cover. All is good. He'll get a nice run just in behind. Huge Wave, he's drawn 1, so he should get a nice run, and Viva Graciousness as well. Midori Burley, he's drawn 12. He might have to go all the way back.
His Happy Valley trial coming up soon, Midori Burley, after our race day replays. And Huge Wave, this was a huge price, Paul. He was better than 100 to 1 Big performance too. He was beaten 2 lengths, so a plus on him the way he's been going. And also Superb Kid's had 3 starts, course and distance, never worse than 4th, and does have a win amongst the 3 starts.
Yeah, he won really nicely 3 starts ago. Look, he was momentarily held up, but once he got through the gap, he finished off nicely enough. A Superb Kid, it was a good run once again from him, but a good run also from Huge Waves. As you say, he's really improved. So I think both these two are good chances in this particular contest. And you can see Superb Kid making up good ground there at the end.
He was indeed. That's our first replay. City Thunder would need to improve after his first start, beaten 9 3/4. Beauty Missile running 3rd last time. Oriental Smoke 11th and Sunny Darling 9th. Oriental Smoke, of course, was a winner 2 starts ago, Paul, but everything's been over 1,200 metres and that win was on the class drop.
Yeah, it was. So, look, I'm happy to watch him, but I thought Beauty Missile ran exceptionally well here. He finished off really nicely in this contest. The winner, I'm a Single Man, had sort of had a bit of a break on the field. So the way he finished off strongly. And prior to this, he'd run behind Gorgeous Win, who's going to be a short prize favourite in the last. So he sort of held his form quite nicely, this horse.
And now that trial replay around Midori Burley. This was at Happy Valley. Nervous Witness ends up winning this trial. He's had the 4 starts. His best so far was his debut 2nd behind Pin's Prince. Since then he's raced Global Harmony, Storm Rider and Universal Horizon.
Yeah, so he's come out of some pretty good form races. He's drawn 12 though. He's on a rating of 61. Now the blinkers on for the first time obviously worked. He trialled quite nicely, but he's right on that class drop, so I prefer him down a grade.
We'll wait for Midori Burley, so who do we put in instead?
Yeah, I'm going to put the 4 on top here. This horse here, which is Superb Kid, a good run from him last time, very consistent over the course and distance. Beauty Missile comes out of 2 strong form races. Huge Wave comes out of that same race as Superb Kid. And Viva Graciousness really caught the eye, finishing off strongly along the rail at Happy Valley last time. I think he'll be suited back here at Sha Tin. 4, 11, 1 and 3.
Zach Purton for the Flying. Francis Lloyd to win race number 7 for Paul. Race number 8, interesting race this one. There's first starters, there's some promising horses. There'll be a few chances amongst them, you would imagine. We'll find out from Paul shortly. You're My Everything at the top has placed his last 3 course and distance. Super Legends has won a trial since he's 3rd behind Champion Instinct. Phoenix Light's a 2-time course and distance winner. On debut, Lucy in the Sky, Storming Dragon and Super Unicorn. Awesome Treasure placed behind Champion Instinct last time. Sea Sapphire, a last start winner, carries an extra £6 for it. And Strath Pepper has placed 4 from 8 course and distance. Sea Sapphire led and won last time, Paul, and he has shown pace plenty of times.
He has, so he should lead once again. King Moles drew wide last time, so he had a wide trip. He should get a nice run just in behind from barrier 1. Lucy in the Sky by No Nay Never, the sire of the Derby winner, Massive Sovereign, has had the 2 trials to get him ready. Storming Dragons also had numerous trials and he's looked good in those. And Awesome Treasure drew wide last start, he's drawn wide once again.
We roll our first replay from the 600 metre mark to show that King Miles was covering ground in this race and he raced wide throughout. Had trial well leading into his first start, went off at 16 to 1 in this. Phoenix Light also runs on strongly from the back. That's him in the red blinkers and hood. And he has won twice over this distance and will get a £10 claim for Ellis Wong. So carries £5 less Phoenix Light than what he did in this race. Of the others, Paul, Star Club's been in good form. He was odds on when winning this race. And Lifeline Express, who's just getting out now on the red and yellow, has won since.
Yeah, so a good form race to come out of. And Phoenix Light, he really got held up there and lost his momentum. Would have been interesting if he'd got the gap. King Miles was wide all the way and he finished off nice enough. He's drawn 1, so he'll get his opportunity. It's just a matter of how much that run was taken out of him, because it was a tough run.
That is our first replay. Second one features 3 horses. You're My Everything and Crazy Treasure from the back, and they couldn't get Sea Sapphire, who leads for home here. And as we saw on your speed map, Paul, you think he's going to lead again. You're My Everything has placed 3 from 5 course and distance, and Crazy Treasure has had some bad draws and some just unlucky runs since he's been here.
Yeah, so look, there's definitely an engine there, and you can see him finishing off strongly against the rail. You're My Everything, he gets back, he runs on. He's a hard one to leave out of the placings because he always hits the line strongly enough, and it was another really good run from him as well. So, yeah, he goes in, You're My Everything on a mile.
More race day form now before we look at a couple of the first starters, and this is Awesome Treasure running fourth. Now Sunny to Best on the inside, he was hidden away. He went out at 15-1 on debut, Sunny to Best. Zach rode him and he was held up for a good part of the straight behind Call Me Glorious. He does move from barrier 1 out to barrier 13.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's going to get back once again, so he might get a similar type of run. Look, he was held up. You can see him being held up there numerous occasions. Once he got into the gap, he finished off strongly and finished a nice third. Call Me Glorious has run and ran okay since. But a nice enough run. It's just barrier 13 is the query.
And Geneva was beaten favourite in the first race last week too. He beat him home into second in that race. Lucy in the Sky only had a couple of trials, Paul, but they've looked promising. A second behind Yuan Long Elite, and this one, he was pushed out a little bit as opposed to the horse in the centre of the track under a stranglehold, but that is Gorgeous Win.
Yeah, he's going to be odds on in the last Gorgeous Win. So, look, a nice trial from this horse. He's obviously likes the all-weather, but he's only had the 2 trials. That was just a little query I had, and he's drawn barrier number 10. So he'll need a bit of luck getting across, but I think there is a place for him if he can get across. But I'm just happy to watch him on his debut.
Having had 3 more trials than Lucy in the Sky, Storming Dragon. So he's had 5 in total. This down the straight, a second behind Patch of Time last time. He actually won this trial. It was 2 back where he finished from back in the field.
It was a nice trial too. He really finished off strongly here. He's by Star Term. We've seen that progeny go really well. Zach Purton from a low draw. As you mentioned, 5 trials in total. And Jamie Richards can get a horse fresh up, ready to win. We saw Lucky Touch really unlucky at his debut run on the weekend.
We did. He covered plenty of ground and stuck on well from just a wide draw that he had. So can Storming Dragon add to that list?
I think he can. I'm going to take a chance with him. It's a really deep race, but I think he can win. King Miles in there for second. Just how much of the run was taken out of him last time. Yuma Everything gets back and runs on, and Sunny to Best will do something similar, and that's leaving out Super Legends, who I think is a very good chance as well. So a good race, this one, 6-4-1-7.
That is race number 8. It's also the first leg of the late treble. Race number 9 now, and the 9th race. Good field, this one too. It's over the 1,600 metres with Fallon at the top coming out of the 4-year-old series these last 2. I'm the Boss has the blinkers off and the crossover noseband going on. Summit Impact blinkers off, cheek pieces added for the first time. Flagship Warrior steps up to the 1,600 metres, as does Affordable. He won over that distance at Bendigo. Silver Up's trolled really well since he's 3rd behind Universal Horizon. Kaying superb on debut in Hong Kong. He won over 1,200 at Otaki and 1,400 at Hastings, and Winning Data has his first look in Class 3. Pace here, Paul, from Fran Tank, but this is a good field.
Yeah, a really good field here. So Fran Tank should lead. He has been leading. Flamingo Trillion likes to go forward. Winning Data likes to put himself on the pace. I'm the Boss. Kaying Superb will try and put himself there as well. Silver Up shouldn't be too far away. Talent's Ambition, back to Beato and Fallon. Those 2 like to get back.
We go straight to Nick with the rider of Winning Data, Karis Teeton.
Karis, Winning Data has been a good friend to you recently. He's racing extremely well. First go in a new grade, but a nice win last time.
Yes, Nick, he's done really well this season. He sort of got a lot of confidence and strength-wise also. I felt like, like you say, his last win was really good win from an outside gate, heavyweight. He sort of won going away.
He gets a decent gate here, Karis, barrier number 3. I mean, he's had a couple of shockers recently. 12, he's last twice, so 3 is certainly going to be a welcome addition to him here.
Yes, especially going up the grade. That's gonna make a big difference. At least he can just save some energy from a good draw and get himself in a decent position. I think he can be competitive again.
Looking at the form, Karis, on paper, both the 3rd and 4th that were behind him last time have won next time out, so the form's certainly strong.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think he's a really nice horse. He's improved a lot. He's done nothing wrong so far, so I think going towards the weekend looking positive.
And I guess against some obviously better types, we mentioned he's in Class 3 with a lightweight. That's also obviously a big plus for a horse like him that continues to progress.
Yeah, they actually sort of, horses like that sort of starting to improve, and when they get to the class with that kind of weight, it's actually really helpful to them. I felt a lot of time when getting on horses like those, it's make it easier for them, so just looking forward to riding him.
Carasson winning data has to be one of the chances. We'll find out from Paul shortly. He's certainly been good to Mr. Lally recently. Silver up, Paul. He runs third here. Beato fourth and Frantank led up and ran seventh. His trial, since you can find it here on the website, Silver Up, was very, very good.
Yeah, he's going really well, Silver Up, so he's definitely going in, as is Beato. He's sort of found his niche here over the 1,600 metres. Both horses finished off this race really well. It was a good run from both of them. So, yeah, I think this was this race where there's about 26 of them across the field, across the line, wasn't it? The Universal Horizon one. But a good run from both Silver Up and Beato, so they're both in for me.
Gets a couple of pounds off this week to Silver Up for Matthew Poon. One of the first starters, Ka Ying Superb, formerly trained by Lisa Latta in New Zealand. This is his last trial. It was over 1,600 metres. It was his best, but he was still hard ridden towards the end.
Yeah, pushed out. He's had 5 of them to get him ready. Not for me. I'm happy to watch him on debut. Lots of gear going on, hood, tongue tie. But, you know, when this 1,600 metre trial, when he's really pushed out, I'm happy to watch him on debut.
We will wait for him. This one will be flabbergasted if this one's not in. It's one of your favourites, Talent's Ambition.
Yeah, look, he's going really well, this horse. And look, he's found a really tough race. So I have got one to beat him. But in saying that, he goes in once again. He hasn't had too much luck in his races. And a nice trial once again from him. He sort of came down the outside. And he has worked and trialled really well on the surface. So there's another alternative for them if they wanted to have a look at an all-weather race for him. But it was a nice trial. He wasn't pushed out at all, was he?
He was not rattled down the outside. So winning data and Talent's Ambition, two of yours torn between two lovers here.
Just about. I like both these two, but I'm going to go with the horse in form, which is winning data. He's up in grade, and look at the horse has just found a new lease of life. He did win a run second at Happy Valley a while back at a big price, and then ever since then he just keeps winning. So he's on top. Talent's Ambition, the hardest to beat. That's a Quinella for me, 13 to beat 12. Beato, and then Silver Up, who is, as you mentioned, has trialled really well recently. Another really good race here, race 9, 13, 12, 8, 9.
Paul tipping winning data to make it 2 starts at the 1,600 metres for 2 victories. Sunday will conclude with race number 10, and there's a very, very smart horse at the top of the book here. His name is Gorgeous Win. Does carry 135 pounds. That's 4 more than what he carried to victory last time. Turin Star Spangle makes his first start in Hong Kong. He was known as Devious for Donacha O'Brien. Won over 1,000 at Nace. Wide draw again for Not Usual Star. Super Fortune, a 3-time course and distance winner. James Tack goes back to the 1,200 metres. Got Pins Prince, who's been to the trial since his last start. Let's Still hasn't been seen since December. And Mega Bonus, his best form has been down in grade and also over at Happy Valley. He does have pace, Mega Bonus, Paul, but so does Hollow Angel, I'm a Single Man. And with rain forecast, if we get to race 10 on a good to yielding track, that will suit Super Fortune.
Yeah, because he's raced well on it in the past. And look, he's a stablemate of I'm a Single Man, and they're both drawn wide. But I'm a Single Man raced really well when he went forward last start. So he might try and cross Hello Angel, and then Super Fortune can get in. There's that scenario. Mega Bonus, you say, another one that likes to lead. And James Tack, he's drawn 1. He's never far away either. So he should get a nice run. And the favourite, Gorgeous Win, or the likely favourite, he should get a nice run just in behind the pace.
And here is the jockey of that likely favourite, Zach Purton, talking to Nick around Gorgeous Win.
Zach, Gorgeous Win, nice ride coming up on Sunday. I know we've got to wait right to the last race, but he might just be worth waiting for.
Yeah, he's an exciting horse. He's got a good record. If anything, I've said it before, he just wants to overdo things a little bit. So I think he's still learning the process, but what he's done has been impressive, and he's a nice horse.
With that in mind, I mean, visually, I suppose, watching it, on the tapes, etc., the way that you've been riding him, the way he's been winning his races, is that just a case of going through the educational process with him almost?
He's just a very eager horse. Even in the mornings, he takes off. If he's got something to follow, he just wants to get out and get after it. So it's just a matter, it's his temperament. And it's a matter of just trying to manage him as well as we can. And that's one of the reasons Danny spaced his runs without rushing him back to the races, because he just wants him to relax between runs and give him time to develop and chill. And he's obviously handled him very well. And it just gets harder from here, though. He's got to carry top weight now, and then hopefully he can go up in class again in the future. And You know, I just think as he's learning his trade going along, we'd love to get him up in distance at some stage, but he's just got to learn to accept the fact that he's got to save himself for the last bit.
He certainly does. I mean, he's gone up 28 pounds this season, so he has made those rapid strides. Last time out, obviously, impressive looking performance. As you say, he's at the top end of Class 3 now. So, has Danny always had quite a high opinion of him? I imagine, you know, sort of to expect him to do this is almost a little bit beyond most, I suppose.
Well, they always trial well and sometimes don't carry it through to the races, but from the first trial he had here in Hong Kong, he always showed that he had something, and he's always turned up on race day and delivered. So, you know, he's done what Danny hoped he was going to do, but yeah, hopefully it's not over for him yet.
Yeah, and I mean, just finally as well, that the last trial was obviously quite impressive as well. I mean, literally under a very tight hold, not asked to do much, but did he feel good to you there?
Well, once again, he just wanted to latch on, so I sort of kept him out away from the other horses a little bit. And, you know, he's usually better if you can get a little bit of cover on him, but no, he's going well. He's in good form.
There's Zach talking around a smart horse and gorgeous win, and by the sound of that, he's only going to get better and better as he learns about the game. I'm a Single Man, Paul, had been really out of form until this day. Then all of a sudden he roared back to life. Super Fortune ends up running 5th, but if he keeps producing these sort of performances, I'm a Single Man, the ladies will be coming calling.
Yeah, well, exactly. We hadn't seen him for a long period of time, had we? I'm a Single Man, but look, a nice win from him. Didn't really give any other horse a chance. He's going to get a bit of pressure in this race because there are a couple of other horses that like to go forward. So I don't think he's going to get his own way in front this time. I'd like to see him put two together, but he was out of form leading into this.
He goes up £4 for the win and goes from barrier number 3 out to 11, but he is now a 3-time course and distance winner. On we go to James Tack. This horse looks pretty smart and always has. Only had the 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 placings and a 4th. And he has won over 1,200 metres before, so the step up in trip, no problem.
No, not at all. And he won really well when he did step up to 1,200 metres. He just ran into an informed Baby Crystal here, and he's a horse who's going really well at the moment. Is James Tack? I think he can give the likely favourite a little bit of a fright here with a big weight swing.
He carries 121 pounds, James Tack, compared to 135, gorgeous win. Off to the Valley, Kaholo Angel. This was a good effort because he and Celestial Colours went at it for a long way and he stuck on at the end. Golden Long, unknown at Sha Tin. So far, all of his racing has been right there at the Valley. You
prefer him at the Valley. I mean, it's one of those things. We haven't seen him at Sha Tin, but the way he races, he seems to suit the Valley. And look, this horse, Kaholo Angel, we know he goes well at Sha Tin. He's a 2-time winner at Sha Tin, won over the course and distance. So no fears for him coming here with a claim.
Gorgeous win. Wins it, or James Tack gets close enough to beat him?
I wouldn't want to take too much of a short price about Gorgeous Win. He will come up odds on. It's just a matter of how short he gets. I think James Tack can give him a bit of a race. So he's in there. That's a Quinella. I'm going to put one at a big price, and well, I think it'll be a big price, is Floof. Only had the 1 start, and he did run on and catch the eye running 7th. And he's drawn nicely in barrier 2, and then Kaholo Angel in for 4th. 1, 7, 11 and 8.
There it is, all of the information for a Sha Tin Sunday. 10 races on the A+3. Just a reminder, slightly earlier start time with the coverage of the Osaka High throughout the afternoon. Race 1 at 12:45.